Welcome back to another video. In this video we are going to configure our FTD1. So the requirements, you can see that the topology. So G0/0 is a DHCP. I should receive an IP address from the DHCP and the inside should be 10.1.2.2. So I'll go ahead and I will assign that interface as an inside. I will assign the interface as outside, and I will assign the DHCP configuration and all those things. So let's go ahead and do the configuration with FTD1. So I will select the FTD1 and click on edit, and I will click on G0/0, which is my outside. I will click on enable. I will give a name as outside, and I will select the security zone. You can see that security zones have been created. If it's not created, you can click on new. So I will select outside. I will go to my IPv4 and I will say that I want to use the DHCP. So click on OK. So next, inside. So I will click on edit. I will click on enable. Inside, security zone will be inside. I will select the IP address that is static, so that is 10.1.2.2/24. Click on OK and click on save. So that was the assignment of the IP addresses to the interfaces. Let's look for the routing now. For the outside, we are using DHCP, so by default it will get a default route, so nothing to worry about it. Another thing is that for the inside, if I want to go to 10.1.1.0, or if I want to go to 10.1.4.network or 3.network or 200.network, I need to provide a static route. So I am just at this moment I am only able to communicate on 10.1.2.0 network. On inside, I'm not able to reach on the other networks. So let's go ahead and create the routing now. I will go back to my routing. Right, so I want to configure my static route, and I will click on add rule. So I want to configure the inside routes. I will select the inside interface, and I will see that I need to go with 10 networks. So I can say that 10.1.0.0/16, which will be very easy, and it will cover 3 of these. Right, so let me have a look. So I do have the private network 10.0.0.8, but I need /16. So I will go ahead and create new, and I will say that 10 network, give a network 10.1.0.0/16 and click on save. And let's select that one, do a refresh, and 10 network, click on add. Next, gateway. I do not have any gateway, so I will create one more object for gateway, that is interface E01. So I'm using E01 as an interface so that it will be easy to remember, and the IP address will be 10.1.2.1 and click on save. Now it is been selected, so I will say OK. And one more thing now, if this FTD wants to communicate with this server, I need to provide another static route towards my 200 via here. So the next hop will be my 10.1.3.2, the next inside interface of my FTD2. So let's go ahead and add a route, and I will say that it is also inside. So I can do one more thing, click cancel, click edit, and I will add one more object over here. Instead of adding another rule, I can go ahead and say that 200 network and 200.1.1.0/24. Now let's look at the problem over here. So I'm giving the next hop as this one, so that means my router should be able to communicate with server 200. So I'll go ahead and I will click on save. So now if I do a refresh, I should get another one. So both 10 and 200 network have been. Next hop is my router, and click on OK. So with perspective of my FTD1, there is no issue with the routing. So I have to now fix my router here. So go ahead, click on save, and click on deployment. And you see that I have made changes only for the FTD1, and I will just select this one and click on FTD1. See that network discovery policy, it is been added to the FTD2, but we don't want to do it now. So FTD1, deploy and deploy. So if you like, you can send it both together, it's up to you, but I recommend you, when you're doing the lab, go with one by one, because it will reduce the load on the memory and CPU usage. Right, let's go to the router and fix those issues. Let me check. Show IP interface brief, and you can see that there is nothing being configured on my router. It's an empty router. So let's configure the router now. Config T, interface E0/0, which is my management. IP address will be 10.1.1.1, 255.255.0, and no shut. Interface E0/1, IP address will be 10.1.2.1, and no shut. Interface E0/2, IP address will be 10.1.3.1, and no shut. Interface E0/3, which is going towards my LAN. IP address is 10.1.4.1, and no shut. So at this moment, only IP address have been assigned. Do show IP interface brief. Only I have assigned the IP address, no routing and nothing. So now let's look what should be the routes. So default route should be towards my FTD1 because it is going to the internet. And another thing is that I need to provide a static routes towards my DMZ, that is 200 network. So first I will say that IP route default towards my 10.1.2.2, and I will say that IP route 200.1.1.0 to 255.255.0 via 10.1.3.2. Save. So now at this moment, if I try to communicate with 200, my FTD is able to communicate with this one because my router has that route over there, 200. So at this moment, my routing is being fixed. My IP address have been assigned to the interfaces inside and outside, but no policy has been given yet. Only we have assigned the IP address. I hope you have enjoyed this video. See you in the next video.